Good morning. Hi, everyone. And hi, everyone out there that's watching the replay. I'm saying that because as I was loading it up, it reminded me to greet those that are watching the replay. I was like, oh, for heaven's sake, that's so funny. Good morning. What do I have in my cup? You gotta guess. Gotta guess. I know a lot of people win over and over, but that's okay. That's okay. You win a spot on the bracket board. We fill it up. If you already have one that's live, or should I say, if you want to re win one because you can get back on if you've been knocked off. But if you have one that's live, I do have a basket here. It is restocked. So everybody's going to be like, what's in it? Oh my, I see everybody's moving stuff. Well, a few of you are. I don't like moving. I'll never move again. No, not that I moved much in my life, but I moved once thinking I wasn't going to live here in my house. And then I came back because I'm like, I don't like it downtown. hmm So you need to name the coffee, at least the flavor and the creamer. And Miss Deb knows what it is. If you're new here, that's how we work. Deb helps me with everything. Linda helps me with patterns. Steve gets rid of the trolls. We don't have many of them, do we? Uh-huh. Well, today's a big, big day. First of all, we are starting a new make along, and it will be a crochet number of 43. That means we've done live make alongs up to number 43. Number 42 is our knit sweater. We work on that at the end of the show. It takes a team. Yes, it does. What did Shara say? And then we also have uh, hats, and more. And more means today, or well, June, we're going to do a headband. It's a big, huge day. But the good news is that our blanket will be for about 2 months. So June and July, most likely. And so we won't be doing anything new. We'll be settling in after today for a couple months. This is really good. Really good. So the first thing I want to do is draw from the random photos of both of those make alongs. Now I know that it sounds like, well, if I'm knitting it uh, or crocheting it, you're both, everybody's in here, but there was only 8 in each one. And I did notice that there was like 2 or 3 that were different. So it's pretty much the same people. So 9 people in the draw this morning for the bracket board or a basket pick. And that is from the make along. So if you posted, you are up to date on the sweater knit along, or you have yarn and you posted a picture of your beginning choice of yarn, or that you started your blanket, then you're in the draw. So let's go ahead and see who that is. Hi, Dory. Dory made it this morning. It's Evelyn. Evelyn is our winner for the random make along update. And I put everyone in for both 42 and 43, which is the knit sweater and the new blanket that starts today. So is Evelyn here? If not, I will tag her in the weekly update and she can pick. A lot of times when that's happened, they pick the next Sunday, or they picked during the week and I announced it the next Sunday. So if Evelyn is not here, then we'll just go on. And I did go back to, oh, yay, Evelyn's here. Okay, she wants the highest number on the board. So let's go over here. And it is 31. And that generates a roll off with Joanne. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We don't want any roll offs sitting there because then it tells them whether they can play again. All right. We put both Evelyn and Joanne back in. See who advances on, and it is, you know what? It's still not light enough. It's Joanne. It is. It's Joanne. So Joanne, Evelyn, it was short-lived, but you can continue to play. Okay. So anyway, as I was gonna say, I did go back to my Joanne's and I asked and everything about the hand dyed, and they don't have any. They do not have any. They don't even know what I'm talking about. And I I described it to 3 or 4 different employees. Now, granted, they are new employees, a lot of them. Your son's graduating. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, a lot of excitement last week on, let's just say, I am not happy about the outcome of last week's race. My driver was suspended. He is not racing this week. But they better continue to give out the suspensions in the future because we can take it. We can take it. But what's fair for one needs to be fair for all. That's all I got to say. And as for the Indy, oh my gosh, a tire went flying. It went out of bounds and hit a car. Luckily, not a person, right? I know. Jeepers. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you want to see my headband done? I got it done. And I know a couple of you said, yeah, I want to make a headband. Well, cool. All right, so June's yarn. Wow, big twist. And this is not just your normal big twist. This is called fleck. And oh my gosh, you guys, when I was putting it into the post and I was putting down what it was made of, I didn't know. I had no idea that it was 85 acrylic, 10% polyamide, and linen, 5% linen. Oh my gosh, right? Right? It is different. Joanne, you won again. What was her answer? What did she say? I have to read this. I don't. Oh, yep. Cherry. No. No, no, no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How how do you consider that a win? No. Yes, yes it is. Yes it is. I seen too many choices there. Caramel was not one of them. It is cherry. Now they call this summer cherry pie, and I put hazelnut in it today, and it is delicious that way. This time I used two of the carafe size, and I put in my regular coffee pot and brewed it, um, because all of my other coffee pots are all limed up. I don't have a water softener, and my lime is high. And what it does is it corrodes the inside of the pot to the point where it doesn't want to work. And I can vinegar the heck out of it, and it's not. So I just threw one away the other day, and this time I used the regular coffee pot, and it's really good that way. Oh, mm. All right, so Joanne is on the board. She is live. So would you like something out of the basket, or would you rather give it away to somebody else? Yes, I saw your temperature snake. Yeah, that's awesome. You did that for the year of his senior year, for the days that he was in school, the temperature of those days. That is cool. That is a nice memory. Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me what you want to do, Joanne, so I can. Does Frida have a number on the board? Okay. Let me see. Oh, let me see. Does Frida have one? All right. While I'm up here, I might as well say no, Frida doesn't have one. The numbers gone for right now, taken, are 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 12, 13, 16, 17, 21, 22, 27, 28, 31, and 32. So there's probably about half of them gone at this point. So we're doing real good this time. But no, Frida does not have one. So apparently Joanne wants to give Frida one. So Frida, would you please um, give me a number for the board that you would like? And then we will talk about this. And hopefully everyone is ready with their yarns for the start of the blanket today. $15. Okay. Ah, gotta knock everything on the floor. Aha. That generates another roll off. 15 is going to be with or against, going up against Miss Beverly. So let's go ahead and put Beverly's name in here and Frida's name in here. And we'll make it a little darker again. Sheesh. It's just not dark enough. All right, let's try that. This is for a roll off. All right. Beverly moves on. So, Frida, you are again able to play. All right. We'll put Beverly's name up. Okay. All right, so what I did was I took this big twist and I was like, wow, this is really soft. It's really nice, and it is all flecked. And you probably can't see the flecks because I didn't even see them in the photo that I took. And I started a headband, and in the video I describe a little bit of it. So if you want, you can do this from that video, at least start it. But I'm thinking, if you want, I will write down the pattern in this month's hats and more hats post. This is a Mobius. So the hat starts in the middle section with a chain of 60 with an eye hook and a 4 medium. You do join in the round, and then you start single crocheting. You do all 60 stitches, and then before you join, you twist it and you do 60 in the back loop. That is your first row. So now you have 120 front and back. What it does is it twists it on the one side. So when you are done with 6 or 7 rows, which I tell you later, after row 1, you do 4 rows of half double crochets, and then 1 row of single or twisted single crochet, and that's it. That's all it is. Then I took and made the fold over the portion that I thought was where the end was, because it's not always the most beautiful end. And then I put on one of these gold buttons, and I went all the way through both layers. So that is out of my head, and I think it came out great. So that is all the pattern is. I do have it written down, but that's my hats for June, and I can put it away. Although I'm going to make a couple more. I'm probably going to make another one out of this. There's plenty left to do another one. Okay, let's talk about Superbly Simple Granny Square Blanket. Now, I've made it a couple times, and I have not made it like in this last year. So the pattern was easy enough for me to remember that it was a 3-row repeat. And so when I grabbed it and looked at it, and I also had just gone shopping, I thought, you know what? This new yarn is very fuzzy that I picked up at Michael's yesterday, the Cozy Boucle. And this is the one I said that feels like terry cloth. Well, you can't see your stitches. Can't see your stitches. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to work out perfect for this blanket, Superbly Simple, because it's saying you do your work in the spaces. So in the chain spaces or between the V stitches, you do your work. So you don't have to see the stitches, and you can use this. So I started one in this, and I took one skein so far, and it's not quite done. It's got a big section out, and I started the Superbly Simple in this yarn. Now this is really cozy, really cushiony, really soft, but you can't see the pattern, you can't see the stitches as well as you will when you do it in a regular yarn. However, this is perfect for this yarn. So I think what I'm going to do is do the other 2 colors of blue, and then it should be enough, I'm guessing. So as we work on the Superbly Simple, I'll also be working on this one in the bulky. So if you want to do that too, that's great. That is great. Okay. So we're going to start out with the yellow. I have 3 colors that I'm going to be using. 3 colors is also what she uses in the pattern. She uses a yellow in hers too, a gray. Perfect, right? So my colors are the wrap sunny. This is the sunny yellow, and I'm going to start with that. And she suggests that you do like 9 rows of color A, 9 rows of color B, and 6 rows of color C. I may do that. I may not. That's up to you. The pattern is free. It is linked down below in the description box, and Linda just posted it there. And we're going to start out this month of June. You can do the blanket with me, or you can do your own baby blanket that you choose. So a lot of times I've done the which way fillet, and a few of you have chosen to do that. That's great. Doesn't matter what pattern right now. This is a kind of join as you want kind of make along. I did not pick out a grand prize yet because I was a little busy doing videos yesterday, but I will. And it will be yarn that you can make this blanket with. That will be the grand prize. So we're going to start out using an H hook and a 3 light. This is the Sweet Delight Wrap Sunny. I have 2 colorways, one gray and one variegated that match. They're both Sweet Delight. They have 377 yards on them. And I plan to use at least 3/4 of that up. Whatever I have left, a lot of times I'll make a lovey to match with some of the extra, or some booties to match. Not always do I have enough to make a whole set. And I'm just going to use these 4 skeins up. I'm not going to buy any more. So there's that. All right, if we're going to start this out, we're going to start it out with a chain of 4. And we're going to slip stitch into the first chain to form a ring. And then we will start right out with a chain of 3. That chain of 3 counts as a double crochet. You will make 2 more double crochets in the ring. And then you will chain 3 and do 3 more double crochets in the ring. And they're calling those grannies when they do a 3 double crochet of 3. They're calling it a granny or whatever cluster. Doesn't matter. You'll chain 3 again, do another 3 double crochets. So you're actually doing the beginning of a granny square. Chain 3, do 3 more double crochets, all in that same loop. And then chain 3. And then slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that started the round and end your work. And you should have a tiny little granny square to start. And mine is in yellow. Okay, at this time, I would like Deb to mark the chat, and we will do a draw for a spot on the bracket board or something out of the basket right now while we are getting ready to do row number 2. So when Charlene asked about putting the pattern in, I believe she was mentioning that about the headband. So I will go ahead and very quickly later today write in that pattern into the post for hats, and more hats for June. Row number 2, in most every single row, Yes, every single row in this pattern is you're going to slip stitch through each of your stitches to get to the corner. Every row tells you to do that. This pattern ends up being a 3-row repeat. So when you've done row 1, and I need to know if anyone is behind. I don't want to go on until you've caught up, because that's what a live make along is all about, is doing it together. I was watching Anu this morning. Now, I don't know if any of you remember Anu, but I do. Anu was one of the very first podcasts that I watched. And she took quite some time off, 1.5 years or more. And it's because she grew her channel so big that the occasional hobby had become encompassing her whole entire life. And she was always on her computer doing something for her channel, and she didn't want a life like that. So at this point, I want to thank you all for who you are, and that I can still say that I'm small enough to be able to talk to everybody and not have well, yeah, you do have to do a lot of things when you know, the convenience of just opening it up and answering it at your leisure isn't always the way that it works. Because but she's back, and she has her own yarn shop in Massachusetts. Isn't that great? Oh my gosh. That is great. Yeah. That I love her. I really want to do one of her sweaters together. I really do. I really do. All right, let's go on. All right, let's go on. Hi, Stephanie. We're going to do row 2, if you don't mind. And we're going to, yes, I do, because it's not very big, right, Evelyn? We're going to do chain 1 and single crochet right in the corner, and then chain 3 and single crochet right back into the same corner. And then chain 3. I do too, Tara. Single crochet in the next corner, chain 3, single crochet in the same corner, chain 3, single crochet in the next corner, chain 3, single crochet in the same corner, chain 3, single crochet in the next corner, chain 3, single crochet in the same corner, chain 3. Now you should be all the way around, and you will slip stitch into the first single and then slip stitch back into the corner, so you're starting your next round in the corner again. That will complete row number 2. And you still have a little granny, but you'll have chain 3s all the way around, and you should end up with 8 of them. Let's see. Yep, you'll have 8 chain 3 spaces, 4 of which are on the corner, right? No, yeah, 4 of which are on the corner and 4 of which are on the side. All right, so that is, yes, Denise, you're absolutely right. Yeah. And I have a bunch of things that you guys look forward to. Okay, so we have a winner while you're catching up rows 1 and 2. We have a winner. It's Cindy Cantola, and she wants bracket number 11. All right. Let's go put it on here. Bracket 11, Cindy Cantola is now going to create a roll-off against Cindy King. Because Cindy has row number 12. So we'll go ahead and do that. I got to use last names, huh? Cindy King and Cindy Cantola. All right, let's do this roll off for that bracket spot. Woo! Oh, there's 41 here this morning. Oh my gosh. Cindy King, you continue on. Well, no one has bumped any of the ones that were on the board yet today. All right, so Cindy King moves on. And Cindy Cantola can get back on the board. She can keep trying to get back on there. All right. Are we ready for row number 3? Row number 3, easy row again. They're all easy, right? Is everybody ready? Oh, you know what? Let's weave in this end and get it out of my way. Weave in your ends as you go. You don't have to worry about them later. All right, there we go. Row number 3, we're going to chain 4. This chain of 4 creates the first leg and the chain 1 of your V-stitch. So it counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. You will double crochet right back into that corner spot, and there is your first V-stitch for the corner. You will chain 3, and you'll do another V-stitch right in that corner. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then you will skip over to the chain 3 and do another V-stitch on the side of your work. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the chain 3 space. This will bring you to your next corner. So we'll do a V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain of 3 in the corner, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, another V-stitch in the same chain 3 space. You've now made 2 corners. Move on to the next chain 3, which is a V-stitch, and then do the next corner. So you just repeat that around. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet is a V-stitch, chain 3 for the corner, and V-stitch again. Make another V-stitch on the other side there in the chain 3. Let's continue around doing the next corner. Now there's 43 people here, so there's going to be lots of people here for Let's Make a Yarn Deal. So I would like to ask Deb at this time to mark the chat. What we do now is we ask you to be on the live chat for one. You do have to have a United States address to win. You will, in between the marks that Deb posts, you will put down your favorite color and favorite weight of yarn. And at that, after the person is drawn from Deb's screen, I will go around Christie's closet and find something that hopefully matches up to what you had written. When you find your way around, you will slip stitch into the third chain on your first 4 chains that you started the row with. You will slip stitch into the chain 1 space and slip stitch into the double crochet and then slip stitch into the corner so that your next round starts at the corner again. I like to read what people are writing. It's perfectly timed. Odious piece of scrappy yarn. I love you, Steve. One of these days, he's going to open something in his mail, and it's going to be a smile mail from me, and it's going to be, what the heck? I didn't win this, but I didn't want it. I do have a notebook with a lot of addresses in, so as long as you don't move, you just never know when you might get some yarn from me. So Chera, what yarn is it that you are using? If you write it in there now, it might go in as a entry, so you can wait and tell me after the mark. This will be what you should have now. Yes, you have 3 rows done, and it should look like that. And that actually is showing up as the yellow. Oh, how pretty. How pretty is that? I'm glad I decided to do a yellow one because, you use pink, you use purple, you use blue all the time. And yes, it's a sunny color. It's cut up, soft and shiny by loops and threads, and it's cut up by whoever unboxed it. Oh, wow. Huh. Yeah, soft and shiny. Yeah, I know what she's using. It's the sister to Karen Simply Soft, correct? But they accidentally cut it. Oh, what a pain. You know how, like, when you go to a craft or a garage sale or something, or somebody goes to a garage sale, and they're like, oh, they had all this yarn in a bag, and so it was only at $2 a bag, so I took the whole bag. Here you go. Oh, jeez. Well, I think what they had done with that yarn is they left it in a pile somewhere, and their dog had laid on it and stuff for a couple years, and then they just picked it all back up, put it in a bag, and put it down on their garage sale. And yeah, I just throw that out when the person leaves. I wouldn't try to salvage any of that. No. Oh my. Yeah, that is true. It is a happy color. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what it seems like because, you know, What would you save all that for? Sometimes when I get to the bottom of a skein, I'll hand it over to Doug and I'll say, "Can you unravel this and wind it up?" And he doesn't mind because he's watching TV, he's not doing anything. And he has patience to do that. Trust me. But other times, if he's not here, I'll be like, "Oh, no." And I'll just throw it out. Just throw it out. I probably shouldn't be telling you all this, right? Because you'll be like, "Send me the scraps." I know there is a couple people. Beginning of the second row. Second row. No, because second row is a single crochet row. So you'll chain one, single crochet into the corner space, chain three, single crochet back into the corner space. So you have a chain on the corner. Then chain three again, chain and single crochet into the next corner. Is that helpful to you, Latoya? Christina won. The crafty critter, Christina won, and she wants a 2 or a 3 in a blue or a green. All right. Okay. That means I got to get up and go look for some blue or green in a 2. Make sure I don't mess it up. In a 2 or a 3, green or blue. Okay. All right. I've got my task to do. I will be right back. I will poke around. I will look around and see what I can find in a blue and a 2 or a green and a 2 or a 3. Ah, yes. What do we got here? Ah, got something different down in here, don't I? Something different. Okay, what is this? So yeah, I know I've gotten things from people also in a what do you call in a swap that has come to me smelling like smoke. And you know, that is not, I don't know. It's like, wow. So I try to be really careful when I do that, because I don't want you guys to have smoke smell yarn either. Okay, I found something in the same category as last week, and I'm going to give her a choice, like I always do, you know. Okay, let's do this. Let's find a smiley mail one in blue, I guess. Do blue. All right. Let's see here. We got smiley face. Turn around here. Put your face up. Smiley face, stitch marker, and the yarn. So I found this is Soft and Sleek DK. Yeah. This has low pill. It is a 3 light, 478 yards in this baby. These are 100% acrylic, low pill acrylic. They're beautiful. Um, the Irish Rain. So this is saying this is a green, and it is gorgeous. It's got a tonal effect. So where are we? Would you like this beautiful yarn in the stitch marker, or would you rather trade it in for something out of the basket? And the basket has some new items in it, and or a spot on the bracket board. Well, Christina, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think about that? I'm going to go ahead and wait for her answer. We're going to be starting row number 4. And no, row number 4 is the granny stitch row. All right. Christina's going to take the yarn. Don't forget, if you're a winner here, you do need to have United States address. You also need to message me with your name and address and what you want and where you want it. Just because, sometimes prizes go crazy and I get 7 or 8 of them. And I want to make sure that you get the prize that you actually won, because I can't pull that exact thing out of my closet maybe again. It might be one of a kind. All right. So, and then the other thing is, if you feel that you want to help out with shipping, you can always do that by looking down below, find that coffee link or PayPal or something like that, and let me have or send me something to help me out with shipping. Now, row number 3 was the V-stitch row, and you will be starting in the corner with a chain of 4, which counts as your first double, and a chain of 1, and then double crochet right back into that corner for your V-stitch. You'll do V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch in every corner, and you will put a V-stitch in the side where the chain 3 space is, and that will complete your row number 3. Row number 4, slip stitch to the corner again. Now we're going to do a chain of 3, and we're going to do the granny row, granny stitch row. So you're going to do 2 doubles right in the same corner, and that will complete the first granny stitch. Chain 3. There's 2. That's your increase. So your V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch in every corner of row 3. Every corner is going to have 2 V-stitches in the row 3. So now in row 4, you'll start with the chain of 3, do 2 doubles. Thanks, Stephanie. Thank you so much. You'll chain 3 and then do another granny stitch into that corner. So your corner will have 3 doubles, chain 3, and 3 doubles. Then you're going to skip over the next V-stitch. You're not going to work in the V-stitch. You're going to work in the space between the V-stitches. So on the side, you will have a granny stitch in between the first 2 V-stitches of, that is 3 doubles. Then you then you will skip the next V-stitch and put another granny stitch in between those 2 V-stitches. And then you're to the next corner again. So in the corners, we will do 3 doubles, chain 3. See you, Steve. And then 3 doubles. So that's in your corner. That is your repeat. You do not chain in between the grannies. You just put 2 grannies in between the V-stitches on the sides. Any questions so far? Now's the time to ask. We're going to be doing this repeat for a couple seconds. And while we're waiting, the grand prize for the knit the sweater, the beginning sweater, is a skein of bulky Country Loom by Loops and Threads. It looks like your coffee when you have a lot of cream in it. It is a cream, and it's a bulky 6, and it has 104 yards, and it's enough to make this sweater, and it has a stitch marker on here. And so if you wouldn't mind letting me know what you think I should pick for the blanket. Now, I have some ideas. I just want to know what colors you would like to see for the grand prize for the make-along, making the superbly simple granny square blanket. What colors would you like to see in that grand prize? No chains between the V-stitch on the sides. No. Thanks, Debbie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that help. You're going to end up with 2 grannies on each side this time, and then your corners. I'm not done with the row yet, but 2 grannies on each side. This is row number 4. Yeah, yes, it will. It'll change. Yeah. Oh, I'd like to see it, Monica. I really would. I mean, I don't remember which Dragon Alley was, but oh, good morning. Granny D's been sleeping the weekend away. Yes, she has. That's all right. You need to heal, apparently. You got your head in a vice and a bunch of head, nose and all that. Granny D. So as you come back around, you should have all right. I didn't count them, but total for this row is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16 clusters of granny stitches. I am done with this row. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the first chain 3. Then I'm going to slip stitch into each stitch till I get to the corner again to finish that round. Then slip stitch into the corner and wait. It's light pastel, light pink, white, yellow, green. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I would use it. It'll be so drapey using an H on that mandala if it's the original, because it's a DK. and it'll be so drapey. You'll love it. And you just can continue using the same skein for the whole blanket and watch the pattern emerge, just like Frida's going to do. It's perfect. And you know what? You got me thinking maybe I should use some mandala in the grand prize. What do you guys think? Bring out some old, not that it's old, it's been boxed in my closet, but bring out some vintage mandala now that it's been a few years. Yeah, why not? I think I might even have some right here. Let's see how much yardage is in it while you're catching up. Row number 4. I mean, I know you know how much yardage. You got some right in front of you, but other people don't. And I think I might have a skein in here. Maybe, maybe not. Actually, it's a cake. Nah. Okay, there's a mandala there, but I don't know if it's the original. You know what? You probably could use it, even though it's not 3. But what is this? All right, this is Griffin. Griffin. So, yeah, can you imagine that working its way up into this blanket? Absolutely. Look at that. So this was an original skein, 590 yards. Now we know that we need about 1,000, but if you were happy with the pattern and the size that it come out with, then you would be able to just say, oh, I'm going to end it early. Or maybe use something else and make it look like a border. I'm looking to see if I have 2 of those. And I do not. Do not have 2 of those. All right. So this one was, yep, 3 light. Yep. The bonus bundle has 1,181 yards. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so Teresa said she used 2 of her mandalas when she did it. Wood nymph, yeah. Oh, Mrs. C's using it right now. Well, wonderful. And I know I got an awful lot of pink one, unicorn or whatever it was, the pink and the gray. I had an awful lot of it. I still have some, I think. And I made like a lot of outfits with it. And I would actually cut the gray and the pink apart so that I could place my colors in my outfit. But when I did the blanket, I just went, right along. And then whatever was left from each skein, I cut into 3 or 4 skeins of little pieces to use for the sweater set. So, all right, are we ready for row 5? Row 5 is easy. Row 5 is your single crochet row. And all you do is chain 1, single crochet in the corner, chain 3, single crochet back into the corner, chain 3, okay, all right, let's stop. Let's let Charlene and Latoya catch up. Okay, go ahead, Latoya. Let Charlene crochet, and then if she has a question, well, answer hers. Go ahead, Latoya, ask us. Row 3. All right, so row 3 is a V-stitch row. Okay. So did you start it yet? Okay, I'll wait. row 3 was chain 4. That is a double crochet and a chain 1 together. That's what you count it as. And then double crochet back into the corner, and that starts it. And then chain 3, and then do another V-stitch in that same corner. Now you have 2 V-stitches and a chain 3 in between. Then you're going to look to the next chain 3 and put another V-stitch. At that point, you should be to the next corner already. So you're going to do a V-stitch, a chain 3, and a V-stitch in the next corner. Then you're going to do another side. So that side is a V-stitch. Is that helpful? Or does that help you, Latoya? Okay, Charlene, we got it. All right. Now this is just breaking this pattern down. It is written in UK terms. And if you have the pattern in front of you, you will see that it is a bunch of gibberish. And I didn't want to say what these, I didn't want to read it off of here. So I wrote it in my own terms, and I'm reading that to you. So when you look at it, the first thing you're going to see is the UK term / the United States term. And so what you have to do is you have to take a highlighter and you have to make sure that all those that catch your eye are highlighted. So you would do the right hand side of the slash, the single crochet, the double crochet, not any triples. We don't do triples in this. This is just a single and a double and a chain. That is all you need to know about it. So we're going to start row 5 with a single crochet in the corner, chain 3 single crochet, all in the same corner. All right, so single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the corner, chain 3 again, put a single crochet in between your next 2 granny stitches, and chain 3. Single crochet in between your next granny stitches, and then single crochet. And then chain 3. Single crochet in between the granny stitches and chain 3. Single crochet in the corner, chain 3, and single crochet back in the corner. Continue around your blanket for that row, doing nothing but chain 3 and single crochet, alternating all the way around and going in the spaces. So this is why I say you can use a bulky yarn that hides your stitches, because you are always working in the spaces. And it's absolutely cool. So now all you have to do for this blanket for the rest of the rows is repeat pattern rows 3, 4, and 5 in that order. So you'll do a V-stitch row for row 3. You will do a granny stitch row for row 4 and a single crochet row for row 5. Now, here's the reason why you do them in 3, 4, 5. Because when you end the section, you're ending with this row, which is a chain 3 single crochet, chain 3 single crochet. And it's setting you up for a new color to be started in a V-stitch row. So it also ends in the row 5 and sets you up for the border, which will be done in your chain 3 stitches. So here's my total for today. That is a perfect granny square. and it's done through row number 5. And she says to do 9 rows of the first color and then change to your second color. So you would end up doing 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so that would not be at the end of row 5. It would be 6, 7, 8, 9. It would be the beginning of the granny stitch row when you changed color. But again, you can change color anytime you want. I didn't change color at all in this one, and I'm not going to until I run out of this color. So that is the any questions on this? Any more questions on this? Because I have done all the rows that I'm going to do on live. Now I'm going to just do it offline. And then what it does is it kind of lays back doing it online as far as stitches go, and just opens it up for any kind of any kind of questions and stuff like that that we can do here. Normally I do a hats. This year I've been doing a hats tutorial, or not, maybe not a tutorial, but a let's make it together type of video. So anybody got any questions? Oh, we got to do some more draws, Deb. Yeah. So let's go ahead and mark the chat again. And if you would love this beautiful mandala in the colorway Griffin, you can also put in after the mark the word Griffin, and I will send you this skein of Griffin. If not, you want a spot on the bracket board, please put the number or the word bracket, something out of the basket, put the word basket, and we'll give away another gift right now. And then I will also add a smiley. If you win the Griffin, that is, I will add a smiley. You know what? I'll just wait and let you pick. I'll wait and let you pick. As a matter of fact, I have another hat. You remember the set that we finished a couple weeks ago, the dress set? Well, what I did was I have a little bit left of the yarn still, but I did another one of the hats. I went up a size. So this is your toddler size, more into a year to 2 years. And I did another one of the sunbonnets, and I added a green daisy. Oh my gosh, that is so cute with the green daisy. So that one's done. I still have some left. So I think I'm going to do another pair of the shoes. Just want to eat up that yarn a little bit, right? I knew I heard something fall, but I just didn't see what. All right. So as soon as you get done with row 5, then you're going to start over again with row 3, which is the V-stitch again. So you get to the end of your row, slip stitch to the corner, chain 4 for your first V-stitch, double crochet right back into that corner, chain 3 and do another V-stitch in the corner. Then you'll do V-stitches in every chain 3 that is presented to you. So you put a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in every chain 3 space till you get to the other corner. Yeah, 46. It's awesome. It's awesome. I have been lackadaisy about putting my hats in my Etsy shops, and I need to. But if anyone sees something like this on my lives and it's not in my Etsy shop and you want it, please message me and I will either put it up for you or, set it up for you to get it that way. Because I have 4 or 5 hats sitting behind me here that need to be uploaded into Etsy and they're not. And they are for sale. Yes. That hat is, these are $15 hats. If there is a big pom-pom on it like this, it's $20 plus shipping. So that if there's anybody watching that is here for purchase, that's the way everything is normally put up in the Etsy shop. But I'm kind of lax. 28 entries into that. Woo, I wonder if the Griffin yarn is going to get one. And I don't think I have any more because I think that's the reason why it was here. I have a huge box of just mandala originals. And I think I got it half down now to just half full. Yeah. Now, today we are going to be picking up our knit sweater in just a little bit. It's toward the end of the show when we knit. I don't usually do any drawings at that time because usually Deb is left or she is not here at that point. You never know what's going to go on here. So it's good to stay if you want to and just leave it in the background. All right. So the other thing that Deb and I want to announce is that July 23rd is a Sunday. There will not be a live on July 23rd. Why? Because I'm going to the Poconos and I'm going to the race. And I want to tell you, Chase better be driving. Oh my gosh. So both Deb and I are taking the day off that day. And we'll come back the following week with stories, I'm sure. So put that on your calendar, July 23rd, no live. I'll try to put up some other videos or something for that week. Yeah. Maybe I'll even work on that creator square blanket a little bit. Frida won. Oh my gosh, Frida. Frida's the big winner this week. She won hats, and more hats for May. Yes, she did. Isn't that crazy? Well, I'll tell you what, Frida. You also get your choice of what color Smile Mail stitch marker that you want. So there's your Smile Mail stitch markers, and the colors that you can choose are pink, light pink or dark pink, yellow, lavender, orange. Yes, I said orange, teal, or baby blue. Those are the colors to pick from. Or you can get a mushroom. I am open to it. So congratulations to Miss Frida today. She won the Griffin. You can take 2 3s and put them together. Judy. Teal. Okay. All right. Let's get her out. A teal. This is the teal. And there's the smiley face. All right. Put that right on her mandala griffin yarn. Say goodbye. Put that in the pile to send to Frida. Okay. All right. Any questions about the baby make along? The baby superbly simple granny square blanket make along. Any questions? We're going to put that aside. I'm making 2 of them, one in a DK, one in a bulky 5 with this crazy yarn. All right. So I will put up this pattern into the hats and more hats for June. I'll write it in the description middle section. Bring out the knitting. I have my sweater that we're making in here. If you take 2 4-weights, you could possibly make a 5. However, at that point, it's going to be, it'll work up great because you're using 6. Some of you are using 6s. So yeah, that'll work. I am going to grab some more hot coffee while we're in the middle, and we are going to work on our knitting that we're on row 14. We're going to start. Yeah, let me get that out. I have it in a sleeve. We're going to work on that. So get your questions ready for the knitting, and I'll have my hats in my head working on that to make sure that I know what I'm talking about and change my course from crochet to knitting, right? I never put the green yarn down yet out of my way. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some coffee warm up. So, it's almost empty, so I'm going to get something in it. I'll be right back. All right. Awesome. All right, I am back. I just went out in the kitchen real quick and got a refill, and I got to tell you what. Deb's going to go let the dogs out. I've got to show you this. And I'll see you later, Stephanie. Okay, I'll be right back. Can I show your car on the line? Oh, put my hand right up inside right that way. So while we are creating in here, Mr. Sterner is creating out in the kitchen, down in his shop. This is a body he just finished for his racing that he does. This is a miniature race. What is it? Um, Electric or radio operated car. Yeah, he did. He did a new body. I'm not in the camera there. Yeah. So that's what he does, and our logos and stuff they represent bowling. 3 X's are 3 strikes. Yeah. There's the hammer logo. I throw a hammer ball. So yeah, isn't that cool? He has 3 or 4 cars and they all have the same type of logo on them. So that's what he was doing out in the kitchen when I went out there. Thought I'd share that with you. Yep, that's what he does on Monday nights. So that's his summer gig that he usually do. Anyway, he his there's a group of people that are doing dragsters in the RC now. So last night he went very first time he ever went to the drag strip. It was in the Walmart, between Walmart and Barnes and Noble parking lot. And they have a group of people that bring a real cars on Friday nights. So they had a strip made up of these RC cars. And he went for his first time last night. He had a brand new car that he did that body to, and he came back and he said, my paint job and everything is all scuffed up. I went on my hood and slid and swirled around a couple times in that. It looks like heck. It's ruined. I'm like, no, because that was a Mustang. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get to it. We did the first 14 rows of our knitting sweater. That'll get you the yoke. Yep. That will get you that much. And then it's already starting to come down. And like I said, this is a simple pattern. So you are not going to ever cut your yarn. You're just going to end the sleeves. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start with row 14. I would like to know if there's any questions up to this point. I think we have a couple newbies doing this, but basically everyone is telling me that they like the practice. Uh-oh. Mrs. C did not do her homework? Oh, dear. Which means she has double duty. So my husband was an Earnhardt fan also, and he jumped on Harvick when Harvick first started out and has been a Harvick fan. He only took over for Earnhardt for, he never used the number 3. He always used something else. But in the meantime, he was a Harvick fan, and that is why we're going to Pocono, because it is Kevin's last year of racing, and we want to make sure that Doug gets to see him. Okay, so number 14, we'll keep talking about this. Number 14 is a purl row. No, I'm sorry. Number 15 is a purl row. Number 14 was should have been your last row that you did for your homework. So row 15 is a purl row. We start out every row with the first 4 stitches are knit. So we're going to knit the first 4. And then if you have a stitch marker there, all you're going to do is pass over that stitch marker, because that's just reminding you to do the first 4 in knit. Bring your working yarn to the front of your work and purl this entire row, moving your stitch markers. And now we're going to sit back and just knit together and talk about whatever, and I will glance up every now and again and see if there's any questions or anything going on you want to talk about. Doesn't matter what. Well, yes, it does. I'm to my first stitch marker, and I'm going to pass that one over and continue to purl. How many? 41. Oh my gosh, there's 41 still here. That is awesome. It really is. Now, at the end of this row, we're going to do another buttonhole. So just a reminder, if you are a fast knitter and you're ahead of me, you're going to do another buttonhole at the end of this row, which is why I had you stop on row 14 at the end of row 14. I didn't want the beginners to miss out on the buttonhole row if they were speeding along. How many total stitches do I have? 86. The purl row doesn't add any, so you should be on 86 total stitches. And in the sleeve section, you should have 17. All right, Deb is back. Yeah. Oh, yes. You did. You used to go to a lot of them. All right. Well, I got to tell you this story then. Now, you know I'm a big Chase Elliott fan. Everyone knows it. If you don't, where have you been? Since the boy stepped into NASCAR, I have watched him. Why, you ask? Because his dad. That's why. So, okay, so the story is a couple crazy years of me following along with somebody that was on a pit crew got me to a few of the tracks, and one of them was North Wilkesboro. And North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, I was there, and I got to see Bill Elliott win that day. And it was like, I don't know, 87, 88, somewhere in there. I think it was, or 86. And ever since then, I was like, that's so cool. But they closed that track. And last weekend, they reopened it for, not last weekend, the weekend before, they reopened it for the whatever you call it, the Grand Champions or something. I can't remember. Anyway, and that was really cool to see that reopened. I just thought that was great because I had been there. And then they always change them so they're enclosed. Used to be you could go to those tracks and sit on the grass like Bristol. I was at Bristol and sat on the grass for a little while, and it was different. Um, so at North Wilkes-Barre, you could actually, but now you can't because they enclosed it with bleachers. Bev says that Chase is bad. Well, you know, when Denny wrecked him the same exact way in Martinsville in 2019, I believe, it was okay then, and Denny didn't get a fine. So what comes around goes around. I'm gonna give bad reviews. I am all the way to the last section, so the front again, and yeah, well, I was trying to say something to Doug about the fact that Dale Earnhardt used to be that way. He was always the bad boy, right? So, and he liked him. A lot of old pictures out there with Dale and Chase. They were good friends. That those people that race are all good friends. Okay, so we are coming up to the last 4 stitches of this purl row. And so at that point, you will push your stitch marker or pass your stitch marker over, and you'll put your yarn back to the back of your work because now we're going to knit the last 4. And how we're going to do that is we're going to knit 2 together. And we're going to yarn over and then knit the last 2. And all that does is it takes one away and puts one back. And when you do that, you leave a hole in your work. Last year in Fontana, Okay. Well, we have Watkins Glen up here, right in my backyard, literally less than an hour to the right of me. And people drive to work to Ithaca in that direction every day to go to Cornell. So they pretty much say it's a skip in the park to go to Watkins Glen because it's easy to get there. So we have finished row number 15 now. And row number 16 is a knit row. So again, we are going to repeat row number 4. So we're going to knit the first 4. We're going to pass over that stitch marker as if it is nothing. And then we're going to knit up to the very first or the last stitch before the next marker. And we are going to have 8 increases again on this row. So you will increase before and after each stitch marker, and gain yourself another 8 stitches, making row number 16 94 stitches. You will knit front and back into those before the stitch markers and those after. And don't forget, the last stitch marker doesn't count because it's only marking that to remind you about the 4 stitches at the end for your ribbing. So you will place an increase before and after the other 4 stitch markers. 1, 2, 3, 4 that are in the middle. Increasing to 94. All right, see you later. Bye, Latoya. So you should have had 86 for the end of row 15, and now you'll have 94 for the end of row 16. Oh my gosh. Cherry got to sit in Mark Martin's car. Oh my gosh, that is cool. Well, I'll tell you another story then. So, like I said, Watkins Glen is so close by that in the years past, when we had a asphalt track open for many, many years in Owego called Shangri-La, I used to know a guy who loved to come back home to the track that he always raced at and do a little fundraiser and give money to Wish Foundation. So what he would always do, well, not always, but for a few years, he would stop here and do that at Shangri-La. So he would ask a couple of the drivers that were coming up for Watkins Glen anyway to join us over at Shangri-La. And on those weekends or those years, I would help out. So I would help out with ticket sales or whatever. And I got to meet, let's see, Kyle Petty, a couple other guys. I met them at when they drove in, I would meet them at the gate and bring them in to where they needed to be to sign autographs and stuff. And Johnny Benson was one of them. Now we're talking years ago. So a lot of you might not know him. He drove a Pennzoil car, I believe it was, yellow. And he was in the Grand National division for the longest time. Ah, Evelyn says a distant cousin. Yeah. So I see that the Wood brothers have a car out there still, and my mom was friends with a lady who knew one of the Wood brothers very, very well, and dated him actually. He since has passed away, but that was, like I said, years ago also. This is a fun make long, I think. But it, again, is not a huge project, but it takes time to get through each row. And so, therefore, it is going to take us a little while to finish it. And I don't want to, you know, hurry anybody. We raffle off somebody's fighter suit at Shangri-La for that weekend, donate all the proceeds to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. But that track since has closed and we don't have a local asphalt in that spot anymore. But like I said, there is others. Used to be a Featherlight stop over the modifieds. Featherlight modifieds used to stop over there quite often on the northeastern tour. And Mr. Excitement used to be one of the guys that frequented our track quite often, and he went on to NASCAR above in um, the Grand National. I think he was in the regular Winston Cup for 1 or 2 years, but he's since retired too. Um, then you will come to your stitch marker again on the last and just pass it by. There is no increase on the last one, and then just knit the last four to finish off row 16, and that will be your last knit increase row. And then we're going to get into a little difficulty. Not too bad, okay? But I want to finish today's work with this row, and then I will give you a couple rows to do for the week. So your next row, number 17. And you know what, I should ask if everyone is caught up that is doing it. We've only lost 10 people. Isn't that wonderful? We have 31 still here. And you know what, Deb? We need a spot on the bracket board. So go ahead, Deb, and mark the chat. And anyone who wants to win a spot on the bracket board or something out of the basket, you have a chance now to enter in right now. And I'm just waiting for everyone to catch up on the row to finish row number 16. We did 15, we did 16 today. "15" is a buttonhole row, and it has 86 stitches. 16 is a knit row increase, and it has 94. I didn't bring my other one that I had in here. All right, Deb marked the chat for that. 15 entries, that's all. Oh, there's some lurkers that aren't playing. Woohoo. Yeah, I will. I will put the rows in. I'll update the pattern. Chair Chapin, she wants bracket number 8. Wonderful. Let's go over to the board. Put a winner or chair's name on number 8. And you know what that does? It generates a row off. So whoever is working on their sweater, keep working. And we will put these girls in. All right. So Chera and Linda K. Linda Hendren. Okay, I put you guys in the wheel. Spin that one. Woohoo! All right, let's see who won. Linda Hendren, you stay in. No one was knocked off today. No one was locked. All right, so we will go on. Way to go, Chera, but you didn't last long. Okay. All right, Linda won the move on. So I've got to put her name up to move on before I forget to do it. Okay. There we go. She moves on. These are getting filled up. Yeah. It's awesome. Okay, so this row, I'm pretty sure I am on the right row. And what this row is it's going to be a purl row, but we're going to do something in it to make the sleeves So we're going to end those sleeve stitches. Now don't get all panicky about how many stitches you need to have, because it'll work out. It will work out. So your first thing you're going to do on row 17 is we're going to do our knit 4 to start the row. And then we're going to pass over our stitch marker, and we're going to bring our working yarn to the back of, or to the front of our work, and we're going to purl till we get to our next stitch marker. Now this section should have the 4 to start, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 more. In that front section, you should have 12. And you will be taking that stitch marker off. So at that point, you're going to be joining the next ones. I'm going to remove that stitch marker, and you should have 16 already on this side. At this point, we're going to bring our working yarn to the back of our work, and we're going to knit the sleeve. So we're only going to be working on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, the next 19 stitches. And what we're going to do is we're going to knit 1, and then we're going to bring we're going to put our needle into the second one on the right hand side and bring it over the top of the one we just knit. So we are going to bind off the next 19 stitches. So what you do is you knit the stitch, you take your left hand needle, place it underneath the second stitch on your right hand needle, bring it up very gently and bring it over the stitch that's there and bind it off. It is going to leave a purl mark on the sleeve. So we're going to knit the stitch, place our left needle into the second stitch on our right needle and pull it up and over the stitch that we just made, binding it off. You're going to knit the next one and bring that stitch up and over and bind that one off. Going to do that 19 times. Okay, did I just blow everybody's mind, or is everybody good? Okay, we got one got it. I know there's only about 8 people doing it or so, so that's not too bad. Now, if you are having trouble with that bind off, I want you, after the live, to go to Very Pink Knits or be hooked and watch what a bind off is. And we're only going to do it for those 19 stitches in the section of our sleeve. We'll do it again on the other side, and there are no more increases going to happen on this sweater. We have just stopped increasing. I'm almost there. I got 5 more to do. And what that does is it makes a capped sleeve, and you will not be going back and picking up any of those stitches. That's your sleeve is done. So as soon as you do 19 of them, you should be at the gap. All right, so you'll have a gap. You'll have your first 16 stitches, and then you'll have a gap. But you're going to push them all together. And then you will take the next stitch marker off, and you will continue with a purl now. That's right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take that stitch marker off and go back, put your yarn back to the front of your work, and you will continue on the back with a purl. So that's what row we're on. We're on the purl row. And we will purl the back all the way across to our stitch marker again. And so now I want to finish off the instructions while you're working on this. Your homework is to finish this row, and you will again get to your stitch marker for the sleeve. You will remove the stitch marker. You will bring your yarn to the back of your work, and you will knit and bind off the next 19 stitches for that sleeve. Then you will remove the stitch marker there, bring your yarn back to the front, purl the next section, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 stitches. Then you will knit the last 4. You'll pass your stitch marker over. You will knit the next 4, and that will finish off row number 17. And you should have a total of around 56, 57 stitches. I have got to count them again when I get done, because the first time I did this adaptation, I came up with one number, and now I'm coming up with another one. So it's right around 56. It'll be 12, 16 on each end, and then the back section should be, let's see, 1 for each sleeve. And so 16, 17, 16, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So I'm coming up with 58, I believe. That was a good one. Okay, so I will do is I will put up what we did as easy as I can explain, and I'll put that in the regular post for this. Then I'm going to say that you will knit row 18. The whole entire row 18 will be a knit row. And row 19 will be a regular purl row. And that will finish off our rows for today. So 15 through 19 is what we're going to do. I'm not going to finish any more with you today. I will come back with row 20 next Sunday. And hopefully everything will fit properly. So yes, we should have, and I don't know how fast I will get those patterns put up, but I will. 33 people stayed the whole 2 hours. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you are inspired by all that's going on here. I hope you're enjoying making your blankets, and the new headband will be up. That is a pattern free on the channel from me, and I don't make that many patterns, but when I do, it's usually a free one because I could never charge for something I don't know how to write it, but I try. All right. Okay, I'm going to go. Take a moment out of each day, be creative, and there will be another video popping up probably Tuesday with my monthly Yarnable in it. And yeah, Ravini, you went to a wedding. Yes, we saw. Love it. Yeah, you're tired. Have a great week, everyone. Take care. I'll talk to y'all soon. Oh, and I put a Hirschner's order in too. Woohoo! I got a Hirschner's order. I haven't had one in a long time, and I think that's going to be really colorful. And yeah, I'll be designing some items for Stephanie again, so that will be fun to watch. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye for now.